Good morning, cowpokes, and welcome back to another 10 insane details you probably didn't know in Red Dead Redemption 2.
How's that feel?
Killing you makes my break hard.
If you normally look at the descriptions for animals, it'll tell you a small fact about them and where they can be found. But if you look at the description for Rufus, it simply says this. You can see some fresh produce, and then you're able to see some with a bit of rot or decay. I'm not sure if this is just a completely new asset, or if produce actually does decay over time. If you visit Clay and Clive, you can walk over to their chuck wagon and take a look at the cover. It appears that they both have some trouble reading and writing, which wasn't very uncommon back in those days. If you ever just stop and watch a gunsmith, you can actually see them use some of their tools, and one of them is this grindstone. It's impressive to see the level of detail and mechanics that Rockstar went into making just a simple machine that most players are probably not even going to notice.
Mister?
If you watch closely, you can actually see sparks flying from the grindstone.
You want to give me some breathing room here? We got a problem or something?
A similar kind of detail can be found if you see someone sharpening a stick. Like the way Abe here is sharpening the stick, you can see wooden splinters and dust flying off the tip. After the mission where Dutch leaves Arthur behind, once you return back to camp, you can confront Sadie or John to tell them about what happened.
Dad? I need help! I need help!
You know, I'd be dead in that factory if it wasn't for eagle flies. And I feel like Dutch saw and didn't do nothing.
You gotta just look out for yourself now, Arthur.
I mean, I could be wrong. It all happened so fast. You know, I'd have been killed in that factory if it wasn't for eagle flies. And Dutch? Oh, he did nothing. Less than nothing. He ran.
If you explore Mount Hagen, if you look inside of the outhouse, you can find a body of a man who appears to have an injured leg frozen inside. There's a chance you may encounter this random camper outside of the Bottle Tree area, where he will tell you a rather heartbreaking story about his brother and living with regret.
I won't be much company.
Okay there.
Come on, warm yourself a while. You have regrets?
Sure. Too many.
I've been a loner for a long time. Prefer it that way. But my brother wrote to me and asked me if I'd help his family move out west. We hadn't spoken in years. Two very different fellers. But I thought, this is something I can do.
Yep.
Wish I could tell you this had a happy ending. I travel out to meet them, ride with the wagon train, them and a couple other families, all soft-handed city types. Couple of days in, my brother's irking me something rotten. Asking when I'm gonna settle down, acting like he's better.
Yeah.
So, just as we start the climb to cross over the Grizzlies, I bolt and don't look back. And you know what? They got caught in bad weather in the mountains and died. Every single one. Even started eating each other. And I'll always have that one on my conscience. Look, I'm sorry. You don't need to hear this. I need to keep busy. I know you.
I think I just have a certain kind of face.
Don't like it one bit. I ain't seen nothing.
This last detail has to probably be my favorite of all time in any video game. If you look in Saint Denis, you can find this rather big factory called the Linde Gang Electric Company. What's interesting about this is that they have power lines, telegraph lines, or telephone lines scattered all throughout the city and all throughout the map. And what's amazing about this detail is that if you follow the power lines outside of Saint Denis, they will go to each and every main town or city in the game. From all the way in Annisburg to all the way in Tumbleweed, you can find all of these towns and cities lit up by electricity. This is just an absolutely bonkers detail. How one major city in a video game has a power plant that connects electricity to all major towns and cities.
How do you do?
Even all the way out in the deserts of New Austin, you can follow the line all the way down to Tumbleweed, but that's as far as it goes. However, there are a few cities that are actually not lit up by electricity and still use the good old-fashioned candle and lantern method. One of them being Rathskeller Fork, which appears to be way off the grid and looks like a small settlement rather than an actual town or city. The next being Strawberry, as all the major power lines don't connect to Strawberry. But this could be due to the fact also that it is advertised as a resort, like getaway town, so it could just be intentionally made that way for people trying to seek out the old way of life.
Wake him up a little!
Forgiveness? There's some folks who don't deserve it.